Good morning all, hope you're doing well. You've had a good week so far. So I've been making EAs and indicators for the last few weeks. I've actually created dozens of robots, and the best one so far in the terms of like account protection is a thing that I designed called QDB Guardian. What it is, it basically looks after your profit. So let's say, for example, we've had a sell trade, and what it does, in a nutshell, is simply an account-wide trading stop. So let's say, for example, we've sold up here, and what it does is simply tracks your profit and by predefined values. So we can have it to trigger if your account hits 2% profit, which is fantastic anyway. Every 1% thereafter, it will lock in 1% profit. So we come down in profit, and then it will just simply follow. It will follow all the way down. So by now, we're probably up like 3% or more, and it's locking in profit as we go. And if we come up, then we're out. It closes all trades. If we continue lower, it simply locks in your profit as we go. And yesterday, I think I had a 4% day yesterday, which is really, really good. Just simply using this QDB Guardian. It's worth noting that there's no SL component in here. It's a for take profit. You could argue you need to know where your exit is, and you know if you're wrong, because if we have a break of this, let's say for example you've got a bullish bias, we break these lows, it's going to be quite bearish. If we break that low and then we continue to make lower lows, that's confirmation of that bearishness, and we could probably argue, this was like a dead cat bounce and we're actually continuing to the downside. So we don't necessarily need an SL component in here because you should know where your exit is. And there's also other EAs that do the SL and TP anyway, but there's nothing I discovered that's an intelligent take profit insurance policy like this. And this is completely free for Discord. You just need to be a member at patreon.com/QDB. And if you are a member of the Discord, you've got access to the EAs and indicators completely free. Okay, this may cost you some money if you were to get someone to do it for you, but for you guys, if you're in Discord, then it's completely free. Okay, so that's what it is, an account-wide trading stop. You could have it at 10%, you could have it at 5% frequencies, but if you can have a 10% day, that's a bit bonkers. 2% is more realistic, and then it's going to lock in 1% profit as we come down. So that's that been taken care of. Fairly straightforward, just an EA that looks after your profit, because sometimes you think, oh, should I get out? Oh, I don't know, and it's all this like indecision. If the robots come in and says, well, you've made 2%, that's really good, then we're just gonna get, you'll just be out. We'll kick you out of all trades, and then you're out at 2%, and that way you're very methodical and scientific about it. There's no emotions at all, and there's no greed or any of that, all that stuff that can happen. And it's just there to basically act as an insurance policy in case we have a big reversal, and it just ensures that we're out at predefined levels. And I had a great day yesterday using this. It was really, really good, and it just takes away so much stress and all that uncertainty. Like, where should I put my take profit? Where should I put my stop loss? Okay, admittedly, it doesn't do the SL, but it does the TP. The SL is by eye, depending on your experience as a trader. Okay, now I have also been making an EA based on the baskets, but that's for a separate video. Okay, so that we're not going to talk about that now. I'm also making an indicator looking at the basket as well, and if we have a negative value on the basket, then it sort of adds to the bearishness of gold, because this is looking at gold versus Aussie, yen, pound, euro, Swiss. So if we've got a negative value here, gold basket is negative, so it should weigh on the price of gold USD. Okay, so that's quite clever, quite quite sophisticated. If you get the two to marry to the upside, then you know you're looking for longs. If you get the two to marry to the downside, it could be quite bearish. As we can see, they're actually correlating quite strongly, the basket and the indicator. It's worth noting that this isn't currently in Discord right now because it's brand new and I want to do some testing on it. The QDB Guardian is available. Likewise with the SAR dashboard. So I need to talk about what the SAR is. You might not be aware of what the SAR is and how it works. So I just want to talk about that. And so we're going to insert indicators, parabolic SAR. So it's the parabolic stop and reversal indicator. Where has it gone? There we go. Okay, and what it does, so if you zoom out, so essentially it's trend confirmation or reversal. And we have a SAR value above, we can enter a bear trend. Okay, we've got a SAR value below, we can enter a bull trend. Now it's worth noting that that was very short-lived. I'm also going to get rid of these arrows because they're actually quite horrible. We don't want to see these arrows. There you go, that's better. So that was short-lived. So that therefore is slightly bearish because we can see that that had a lot more room, and this was actually short-lived. This was also had more. Well, we had more values. We had more dots above. So we can say, you know, we had quite a strong downtrend here, a very short-lived uptrend. So, you know, from a technical perspective, it's quite bearish because you'd want more dots below to indicate strength, but the strength it dwindled quickly, and then we had a break to the downside. Now, what would be really cool, instead of having to go through all the time frames and all this stuff, which is a bit of a pain. And remember what I was saying about the basket? We're actually negative in the basket, so we probably should be falling on here. And what I've designed is a dashboard that contains these SAR values. So it gives us the values from the 1 minute to the weekly. And then we've also got like a definition and where we stand. So we can come to that. We don't need this anymore. I just want to tell you what the SAR values and how they work. So we can come to tile windows. Yeah, we're interested in this. Here we go. So yeah, what we kind of want, you can see these SAR values up here. This orange line is your daily SAR. So from a big perspective, it's quite bearish because we're below the SAR. However, we are above the week. No, weekly is down here. So what I'm looking at as a trader, as a technical trader, because I use quite a lot of technicals, I'm also obviously sentimental as well, but I want to talk about the sentiment just after this bit, is that as a technical trader, I want to get out of this horrible chop. I want to see it a long above 3332. I want to see it a short below 3307. Right now, we're just consolidating in this range. So we're looking for a long to target, and you could look for a short. It's miles away to target. Okay, so we want to get a breakout. That's what I've been doing. And so we come to other instruments, and we can see that we're sort of doing the same. We are range bound on gold Aussie. You can see the weekly and the daily are above. So on a daily weekly view, we're actually quite bearish on this. So if we get the ducks to line up and all to go negative, we're going to have an overwhelmingly bearish view of this particular currency pair. So that's of note. So we should probably be seeing downside. All right, so let's, what I want to do is show you all of these. So come here. MetaTrader is a bit silly sometimes. It's just whether it's designed. Yeah, that's fine. What's this one? Okay, we're not interested in that at the moment. Ugh. Alright. Oh god. Alright, so we can minimize these. So we can have a look at the gold across its different currencies. So we see we are definitely in a chop. And how would I use the sheet? So that's a good question. Obviously, before we enter a trade, we want to be checking the sentiment. And what I've been doing, I've been hedging quite a bit and also adding and reducing exposure to the pairs that we see. So don't forget, we want to see a breakout of these values. Okay, so for me, what I would want to do is come to the sheet. We've got this new table down here where it's given us a overview of the currency pairs. So in my FX book failure rate, we've got this table, and we can see that we're bullish on yen, and we're bearish on the dollar, because we could probably argue we ran lots of stops yesterday. We went a bit manic on some of these dollar pairs, and we've hit lots of SLC. So we're seeing reversals in the sentiment, and unfortunately, the crowd are always, the counter trend, they're always offside on that move. And they were very offside yesterday, and they're going to probably be offside today. They're chasing yesterday's price, basically. Okay, so for me, I'm looking for yen strength and dollar weakness. I'm probably going to avoid the somewhat. I could look for, extremely, but at the moment I'm really interested in the overwhelmingly bearish or bullish. So we can look at gold yen, because that should be falling because we should have a strong yen. We may see gold USD go higher because of that. Okay, come back. So for me, what I'm going to do is, once this video has been wrapped up, I'm going to short gold yen, pending we get a break here, or even potentially a break here of the 1 minute, because we've got the low time frames all in agreement. See those down arrows? Look to sell this. And if we do get a break to the upside on gold USD, then I'm going to look to long. So therefore, I'll be hedged on gold, but have an exposure to the sell side on this one, but to the long side on this one. But I'm only going to look to long if we break this top. No, there's no point entering now because we want to break these values. So that's the M30 value at 3332. And the idea is that we escape this chop and this turbulence for a clear run. Okay, likewise, a break of this chop for a clear run. And there you go. That's a huge amount of profit. That's a huge amount of profit. All right, just remember to know where your stop is. Obviously, you place it at like sensible levels. If you've got a stop here and you target that, that's going to be fantastic risk to reward. Okay, so that's how I would use it. Definitely looking to sell gold yen, and then if we get a breakout to the upside of this horrible chop, I'm going to look to long gold USD, and of course get the other things to align as well. And we can see that we're chopping on everything, but once we get a breakout, I'm going to probably look to trade these as well. Okay, so that's the video on the Guardian, on the SAR dashboard, how I use it in conjunction with the sheet. And that's how I'm using it right now. If you don't have access to the currency pairs, well, you will need it for the basket indicator, which I'll be developing today. You will need to create an account at IC Markets that caters for these currency pairs. And there's a link in this video that gives you access to the IC Markets, and it's the QDB affiliate link as well. So use that. If you fund it with a live funds, let me know, and then I'll give you access to all sorts of things. And that's the video on the EA, on the Guardian EA. So hopefully you understand it's an account-wide trade and stop, which is pretty fantastic. And the SAR dashboard, and how to use, and what we're looking for is a breakout of this horrible chop, and we're going to get the sentiment to help us to make profits. And I made a crazy amount of profits yesterday using this EA and using this SAR dashboard. And that's it. So I wish you a good day, and I'll speak to you guys soon. Morning guys, so I'm not sure if you are aware, but we have a ability for you to join for free at QDB, and you can unlock Discord in its entirety and all those channels and the bank forecasts and our community, trade setups, the robots, and you can also have me as well for support if you need, and also the spreadsheet as well. And the spreadsheet is enormous and it's really, really powerful. And it's even got a thing where it's got predictive sentiment in the spreadsheet now. So it can predict the future, pending that the crowd hold, of course. They may not hold. If they flip-flop, it's not ideal. But if they hold, then we can predict what they're going to do, which is really cool because we have a thing called the future bubbles. So if you were interested in unlocking all of that stuff, you create an account on IC Markets, and what you'll need to do is just simply click the link. It's campaign for 55485, and you'll come here, and it'll store a little cookie on your computer to say that you've used that URL, and then you just simply say, you fill in the information and you say, I'd like to join. Hi, I would like to join campaign. If I can spell it, 55485, and can you merge my live account with this campaign ID, if I can spell it. And then that's it. Then you'll fill in the information. Obviously it did ask for the name, but that's obvious, you will fill that in, and then you'll speak to the AI bot, and then you'll type that in, and then that will get the ball rolling. And so let me know once you've done this, once you've funded your account, and then I'll send you the sheet and give you Discord unlock. But I will need to see activity on that account. You can't just have live funds in there and not use it. Okay, so just a quick plug there for IC Markets, and it is without a doubt the best broker I've ever used, and you can see that is absolutely insane as well. 200,000 happy active clients, and the support is fantastic. I've never had any issues whatsoever with their support. The sign up is easy, and the withdrawals are easy as well, because it has PayPal and various schemes as well, credit card, debit card, Skrill, Apple Pay, and that's it. So it's an option, and all you're going to just simply do is just tell them that you want to join the campaign ID 55485, and whether or not you can merge my live account or your live account with this campaign ID, and then they'll say, yep, I'll put you through to a human, and then you may have to repeat that, and then they'll say, oh, can you email this address, and then you'll email that address, and then they'll have a record of your account officially wanting to merge with this campaign 55485. Okay, just a quick one there if you were interested in unlocking all the stuff that we provide for free. Okay.